Ready? Hello and welcome back to CSE's live chat. I'm Sukanya Nair and I have with me today Shimali and Vibha from CSE's Biodiversity program. They're here to discuss the COP16, the resume COP16 that is going to happen next week in Rome. Vibha, can you give us a little, explain a little bit about what COP16 is all about? I mean, it's different from the climate COP that everybody talks about generally, but what is COP16 on the Convention on Biological Diversity?
Okay, thanks, Sukanya. So, COP 16 of the CBD, the Earth Summit gave rise to three mechanisms. One of them is the Convention on Biological Diversity. The other one is climate change. So, the 16th meeting of the Convention on Biological Diversity happened last year in Colombia. This was the first time the parties met after the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework was set in 2022. So this framework is very important because it sets what will happen in the next 10 years. So it was very important in that manner. So everyone had a lot of expectations from the COP16 that happened in Colombia. There were lots of achievements there. For example, a new program of work was put in place for 8J, Article 8J, which pertains to the indigenous people and local communities. So they were given more right in conservation and right in their rightful place in the convention. So they were given the rightful place. Other than that, a new multilateral mechanism was put in place to ensure that benefits that are earned from the use of digital sequence information is shared equitably with the communities that have protected the biodiversity for long. However, this meeting failed to come to a consensus on resource mobilization. Now, resource mobilization is very important for any convention or for anything actually, but it is very important for CBD specifically because the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework has a lot of new targets that need to be met. So it has 23 targets that have to be met by 2030, and it has four overall goals that have to be met by 2050. So money is really needed, but this consensus, there was not enough discussion on this, and parties could not come to a conclusion. So this is what is going to be discussed now at the resume meeting in Rome.
All right, let me bring you to the conversation now. You recently prepared a fact sheet on resource mobilization and biodiversity. Can you tell us a little bit about the current status of the biodiversity funding? And do you think the world is putting its money where the mouth is?
Yeah, so if we talk about the current status, the numbers are of concern because to protect biodiversity, there is an estimation that we need around 1.2 trillion to protect it. But the current flow is only like about $208 billion. I'll speak in dollars. So there is a roughly a gap of 942 billion. So yeah, this is of concern. Like the shortfall is critical. Also, if we talk about the economic stability, we need uh, the like 55% of our GDP that depends on nature, entirely on nature. So the funding need and its importance, it's not in it's not a balanced. So yeah, so for this fact sheet, we have looked into different sources from where the money is coming, be the public or the private and the philanthropies. Then there are new innovative schemes that has come up, like this green bonds and offsets and bio credits. So overall, what we have found out, there is a combination of challenges. So now there is only insufficient funding, but this whole tracking system is very fragmented and it's not clear. So there's no reliable or comprehensive source of data from where the money is coming from. So that becomes a big challenge. Like what do we say? Uh, the real issue is what the real issue is. So we can't actually track it. So yeah, this is about this.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So who are the funders? I mean, can you elaborate on who's providing funding and how much are they funding?
Yeah, sure. So if we talk about the public funding, The funds that are that the government is providing, that is mainly routed through this GEF, that is the Global Environment Facility. And since its inception, this was started in 1991 when its first pilot phase came in. So since then, it has like mobilized around $26 billion, and out of that, only 11 billion has gone to specifically to biodiversity related projects. So even if we see the co-financing, like for one Jeff dollar, there's a pull of additional $7. So this gap is insufficient if we compare it to the like estimated global needs. Then apart from this, we have this GBFF, that is Global Biodiversity Framework Fund, and so that came in in last COP15 that was launched then, and so in that that is to just to pool resources from different sources, be it the public or the private or the philanthropies. So in that they have pledged around $400 billion, $400 million, sorry, $1 million. That has been the pledges have been made so far. And then apart from that, but this also this a fraction is like really small, right? If we see the total needs, so 400 million is like just a fragment. Yeah. Then apart from that, we have this Kali fund that recently came up in COP16. So that is to so that came up just to channel resources from these corporate corporations, right?
Entities.
Yeah. So that will come from the use of the DSI. So
Okay.
they'll use a DSI and that, but this is not yet materialized. Then apart, if we talk about like apart from this public funding, there are philanthropies that are also playing a role. So we have this, but this is also very inconsistent. So like, for example, if I give you in 2021, the donations from these philanthropic contributions, like organizations, that was around 932 million, but that dropped to 700 million in 2022. And for 23 and 24 year, we do not have any like data or like appropriate data. We haven't got it. So this is about it. And then there are these innovative funding mechanisms that I spoke about, the green bonds in this. So green bonds are like a new thing that has come up and are being explored. So like recently, this World Bank has like committed for this green bonds, and they have issued green bonds around 400 million something to protect this Amazon rainforest. Then the bio credits, these are also new to the market, these schemes. And there is an estimation, like they have made a projection ki these bio credits, they will reach to 1 trillion by 2030, and these bio credits, they might reach to 108 billion, like annually by 2050. So these are some stats around it. And so these the innovative mechanism, these are new. They are promising, but the issue with this is that it's like underdeveloped, and they demand a like clearer clear regulation, because they just want to ensure ki they are doing something for the meaningful conservation and not just like enabling greenwashing. So the problem comes here. So yeah, these are some sources that we are getting funds from.
All right, Vibha, the final question and also an important one. So what are the key expectations from the resumed COP16 and what are the sticking points?
Okay, so we have found that the funding available is just a mere trickle.
Right.
So it's not enough. So we would hope that at this meeting, developed countries will commit more. We don't know, at least they should meet the target that they have set of providing $20 billion by 2025 and increasing it to $30 billion by 2030. So we hope at least they would commit to this. As of now, there's a shortfall of around 23% till the last time we checked. Yeah. So there is a shortfall. At the last COP, it was very clear that civil society there was very insistent that we should not be focusing too much on the innovative mechanisms that are being promoted. As Shimali said, they are basically could be used for as a greenwashing mechanism. And our experience with climate change funding has showed these instruments are also used in climate change funding. So there we know it is a problem. So instead, first of all, we expect more commitments. Secondly, we would hope that there is more regulation of even of whatever is available. For example, even if we are going to use innovative mechanism for funding, it should be more regulated, because as of now, as things stand now, the regulation is very poor. There was a IUCN study recently which suggested that out of all the countries that they that said that they have regulation for offsets, only 77% did not actually implement them.
Oh, wow.
So the regulation is very poor. So first of all, as I said, more funding. If you're actually not thinking about that and you're moving towards innovative mechanism, regulate it well, and so to ensure that proactive and positive things come out of this. There's also a demand that indigenous people and local communities are involved more.
Right.
So I hope at this meeting there would be a clearer message and clearer way of funding the projects that IPLCs want to implement on the ground. So that would be a good thing, because obviously they hold all the knowledge. So that would be one good thing. And finally, whatever is happening, you have to do something on the ground.
Right.
So it cannot be that we don't have the exact fund right now in our hands, so we will not do, because the time is very short. We have to meet targets by 2030, and the time is very short. So whatever happens, we have to start implementing whatever is available. The projects have to be put in place, and more and more money has to be somehow found.
All right. That's all for the discussion now. Any last words before we close?
We would be following
the negotiation.
the resumed COP16 negotiations, and we will be reporting on it regularly. So please do follow us on Down to Earth site, and we would be reporting as things happen there.
And also download the fact sheet from the website.
Yes, it's up on the website right now on our homepage at csindia.org. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much, guys, for joining and sharing your insights on the Resume COP16. And we'll be back soon. Until then, bye-bye, and take care.
Thank you.